after the Russian state-run media outlet Pravda identified 3 Tennessee National Guard members as mercenaries who were killed while fighting in eastern Ukraine. The U.S. National Guard refuted the report as patently false on Thursday. In a backpack near the remains of one of the militants, a Tennessee flag of the United States was found, as well as other items that made it possible to identify the deceased, Pravda said in an article that named an American captain and 2 lieutenants, called them U.S. mercenaries, and claimed foreign weapons were found at the site in a town in Donetsk, a separatist region of Ukraine backed as independent by Russian President Vladimir Putin ahead of Russia's invasion. The 3 soldiers identified in the article are either current or former members of the Tennessee National Guard, the Office of the Tennessee Adjutant General said, according to the National Guard. They are accounted for, safe and not, as the article headline erroneously states, U.S. mercenaries killed in Donetsk People's Republic. Members of the Tennessee National Guard's 278th Armored Cavalry Regiment were deployed to Ukraine in 2018, the National Guard said, adding that all of them returned safely to their home state in 2019 after a successful mission. The National Guard said it believes the 3 Americans named in the Pravda report were targeted because they were subjects of articles that appeared on the Defense Visual Information Distribution Service, which provides real-time video, photography, print content and interview opportunities with service members, commanders and experts deployed overseas, according to the service's website. More than 200 U.S. soldiers were deployed during the 2018 mission to assist Ukrainian forces in developing a combat training center, the National Guard said. Since 2015, the U.S. Army has led a multinational training group Ukraine, whose mission is to provide tough, realistic and challenging joint and combined arms training focused on improving readiness by developing soldiers, their leaders and units in support of the global war on terrorism, and for success on current and future battlefields, according to the Association of the U.S. Army. The fighting in Ukraine continues some 3 weeks after Russian forces launched a large-scale invasion on February 24, the first major land conflict in Europe in decades. Details change by the day, but hundreds of civilians have already been reported dead or wounded, including children, though casualties are said to be vastly underreported. More than 3 million people have fled Ukraine since the fighting began, according to the United Nations. You don't know where to go, where to run, who you have to call. This is just panic, Lilia Marinkak, a 45-year-old teacher in Ivano-Frankivsk, Ukraine, told People of the moment her city was bombed, one of numerous accounts of bombardment by the Russians. The invasion, ordered by Putin, has drawn condemnation around the world and increasingly severe economic sanctions against Russia. With NATO forces massing in the region around Ukraine, various countries have also pledged aid or military support to the resistance. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky called for peace talks, so far unsuccessful, while urging his country to fight back. Putin insists Ukraine has historic ties to Russia and he is acting in the best security interests of his country. Zelensky vowed not to bend. Nobody is going to break us, we're strong, we're Ukrainians, he told the European Union in a speech in the early days of the fighting, adding, life will win over death. And light will win over darkness. The Russian attack on Ukraine is an evolving story, with information changing quickly. Follow People's complete coverage of the war here, including stories from citizens on the ground and ways to help.